you get the Cannon game. Here we go. East in the gold, and it's Pueblo South in the black. And here's Brandon Mondragon, who we highlighted in the open. Nearly lost his footing, and there he goes. Mondragon to midfield. One man to beat. Mestis to the corner. And he's out of bounds inside the 5.
Wow. Just like that, our big play man comes up.
Well, hard to believe, but just 2 weeks left in Class 5A as we look at our latest Week 7 CET Sports 5A football poll. And Mullen, Regis, they remain the top 2. Columbine, Highlands Ranch, Rangeview, and Ralston. Boy, after 7 weeks, we still have 6 undefeated teams. Mullen, they hammered Heritage. They'll get Arapahoe, and then the season ends with Columbine. That's going to be a huge contest. Regis, well, they continue to roll. They beat up a Mountain Vista 46-11. There's Columbine. They ripped Arapahoe 48-27. Arapahoe was our 10th ranked team in last week's poll. With that loss to Columbine, they have dropped out. Highlands Ranch off to that 7-0 start. They beat Thunder Ridge 35-12. But how about the Falcons' final 2 regular season games? They get Chaparral, then they get Regis. Rangeview doesn't look like they're going to have much of a challenge from anybody in that East Metro Conference. 61-22 over Northland this past week. Ralston Valley ripped Arvada West 35-14 to stay undefeated. They remain at number 6. Fort Collins, 2 straight weeks against their city rivals, 2 straight blowouts. They beat Rocky and Pooter by a combined score of 89-14. Cherokee Trail, they go to 6-1 with a 20-0 shutout win over Grandview. How about that defense for the Cougars? 4 consecutive shutouts. Chaparral, 42-14 over Douglas County. They remain in the top 10. And the lone newcomer, Grand Junction. The Tigers, 6-1. They beat a very good Montrose team this past week. Their only loss on the season now was against Highlands Ranch, 17-10 setback. That was back in week 1 of the season. On to Class 4A, Wheat Ridge remains atop that 4A poll, 7-0 in the season. They beat Dakota Ridge 28-14, and the Eagles of Dakota, they drop out of our top 10 poll. Broomfield and Monarch, they remain 2 and 3 respectively. Broomfield shut out Thompson Valley 51-0. They have a big contest against Longmont coming up this week. Monarch got past Golden 41-14. Pine Creek moves back up a spot. Boy, what a great bounce back game for Todd Miller and those Eagles. They beat then number 4 Falcon 47-14. So Pine Creek right back on track. Longmont at 35-0 shutout of Greeley West. They go to 6-2 on the season. We mentioned that they get Broomfield coming in. That's the game of the week coming up this week here in 4A. Whitefield stays undefeated after they hammered Sand Creek 63-12. They have a tough Pueblo South team coming up here this week. Ponderosa, 5-2 on the year. Boy, are they rolling. They hammered Littleton and Rock Canyon in their last 2 games, beat them by a combined score of 95-3. Big contest for the Mustangs. They'll get Legend. That's their new rival down there in Parker. The first time that the 2 varsity programs will hook up. Ballard Christian up to 8 from number 10 after they hammered Castleview. Falcon, after they took it on the chin to Pine Creek. They drop down, not out though. They go from number 4 down to number 9. And the newcomer in Class 4A, it's Pueblo West. The Cyclones sitting at 5-2 on the season. Remember, Pueblo West, the only team to beat Pine Creek here this season. All right, here's what we have coming up this week on CET Sports. We'll get Rocky Mountain and Mountain Range, a front range battle up there at North Stadium. And then what should be a great game coming up Friday night, Pomona, who sits at 5-2. They're just on the outside of our 5A poll looking in. They're going to get Ralston Valley, another test for Matt Lloyd and the Mustangs. Then coming up on Saturday, we'll go down to the lower ranks. We'll get Front Range Christian taking on a very, very talented and good Parker Lutheran team. That'll be out at Burt.com coming up on Saturday.